What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my review of the new Hubsan H107C Plus, and that's the Hubsan X4 Cam Plus, and this is it right here. It's the new Hubsan. Now, this thing looks really awesome. First off, I think the design is really awesome. It's made of some kind of soft plastic. It feels almost like rubber. So I doubt that it'll break. This thing is very durable. I have crashed it really hard many a times. Hubsan is known for having a great design. I know that the previous Hubsans that I've had were very crash resistant. They had that like breakaway frame at the bottom near the stress points on the arms, which stopped it from actually breaking the frame. So during a hard crash, that would just pop loose, and then you just snap it back and it's ready to go. Well, they've done a nice one again. No breakaway frame with this one, but the actual frame, the actual body material seems like it's better. Softer. It gives when you squeeze it, so it's very durable. It feels like rubber. I took this thing apart, and the top canopy was so soft, I thought it was rubber for a second. So pretty innovative design, or design choice of materials. Let me get one of the previous Hubsans. This one doesn't have any props on it because the props on this thing are the same as the previous Hubsans. The props get beat up and bent up and just tear up really quickly. So I've used the props from this one for this. I've tried other props on it, and it seems like the best props for this are the ones that comes with it, the standard Hubsan props. And as you can see, this is larger than the previous Hubsan. This is the Hubsan Spider, in case you were wondering, or you didn't know. So you can see that this is a little larger than a standard Hubsan X4 size of old. So the camera might look like it's better, but I think the camera is probably the same quality as the previous Hubsan. I think that one was a smaller resolution. However, it looks about the same. You can barely tell quality wise. But I received this, and I think that when I first got it, I think one of my motors were going bad because I can I can funnel to one side better than the other. I tend to gain altitude funneling to one side, and funneling to the other side, it seemed to lose a lot of altitude, and I couldn't control it. So I think that my motor is going bad, and it was that way since I first got it. So I am going to send this model back and probably get another one and then do the full review. So this is why I'm just doing a quick review of this one. And I do have some negative things to say about it. Now, for the first thing negative I have to say about it is that the way that it flies, the speed or the aggressiveness of it, they've dialed all the rates down, but they dialed them down too far, and I really think that was not necessary to even dial the rates down, being that they allowed you to fool with the rates inside the transmitter. You still can adjust the rates in the transmitter, but the highest rate, 100% on this thing is too slow, so it's no way to reach high speed rates. So you can't get the deep pitch that the Hubsan is used to of old had. You can't get that fast yaw that the Hubsan of old had. So I think they dummied it down a lot. One can argue that was for the sake of the camera, it being a camera quad, but the other one, the old one, did just fine as a camera quad, and it still had the speedy rates. You can still dial them down or up. So I just think that they messed up there. I think they should have kept the the rates high as they were, so you can do fast yaws, because some of us are fans of the fast yaw. For me, I'm not that much of a fan of the speedy yaw, the overly fast yaw. So I usually turn the original Hubsan down. I usually turn the settings down on the yaw, and sometimes the pitch a little, but not down as far as they have this set on the highest rate. So you can't do any nice funnels with it. The funnels are wide, sweeping funnels. You can't do much aggressive flying with it. Even and one might say, well, one of your motors were going bad. Well, it didn't fly that bad. I mean, the motor isn't that bad. I can just tell that the motor is going bad because certain things that I do, it just wasn't equal. But as far as fast forward flight, I still was able to fly it fast and do nice hovering and all. So I feel that I am qualified to say that it doesn't fly aggressively. Not as aggressive as the old one was. You can't, the pitch isn't as deep, the yaw isn't as fast, so that makes for a less maneuverable quad. And yes, this is a camera quad, I know, but I just think that it should be a little more maneuverable than it is now. If you want it to be really stable, just put it on the lowest rate. You know, give us a choice. And especially this thing is pretty pricey. It costs like twice as much as the old Hubsan. So I just think that it should be able to fly aggressively. Now, other than that, I think it's designed pretty nice. It does has a proprietary battery. I'm having mixed feelings about that. I think it's neat the way that it fits in, and it's a 520 milliamp hour battery, and it feels a little light, actually, to be 520 milliamp hours and have a construction as this is. I think it's pretty awesome, but I don't think I like the fact that you can't put other batteries in here, but they do give you two spare batteries, so it comes with two of them. So you get an extra, so that's a plus. So you can charge both of them up and go out flying with two of them and swap between them. But the another thing is that you can only charge this thing from the quad. So that's a downside to it. You have to plug this thing in. You have to have the battery in here and plug it in. Now, another positive about that, I got quads falling around. Another positive about that is this. It has a micro USB charging cable. Now, this is the same cable that goes into a smartphone. Now, people might overlook that, but I'm thinking that this should be more than just a charging cable. This is actually capable of data transfer, so I'm hoping that Hubsan, I'm almost sure that Hubsan are that smart to know that they're probably gonna need some updates to this. So I'm hoping that this can be used as an update cable to, you know, plug this into the computer and fool around with the rates, change the rates, or do an update to the firmware or whatever the case might be. So that's another positive. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but I'm almost willing to say yes, that's what this is for. Because this thing is so computerized now. Even the way you turn it on, the on and off button is here, actually. So it has an on and off button. And just pressing it quickly doesn't turn it on. You have to hold it down until the light sequence starts up. It'll light each one of the LEDs one by one, and then once they all light up and it starts flashing, then you know it's on. And so kind of computerized now. I think that's a plus. And the transmitter is pretty awesome. It has these little pins on the thumbsticks, and the thumbsticks rise up, so I think pinchers can probably use this as well, and I don't know what happened. The battery isn't oh, I must have left it on, so the battery's dead. Great. I was going to show you guys the arming of the motors. To arm the motors on this one, you have to put both sticks down to the lower outside corners, and that starts the motors to spinning. Puts it it arms the motors so you can fly, and then you raise it, and it raise the throttle, and it'll take off. And this thing has altitude hold, so a little more high tech than the old Hubsan. This does have altitude mode, but that doesn't work as well as I would have thought that it would. It should. It's not as good as the Parrot Rolling Spider or anything like that, but it does keep it up in the air, but it tends to continuously rise. So the altitude hold is just a guard against the throttle falling down. I guess it won't hit the ground, but it will go up. So if you're not, you can't just leave it there and watch it. It'll constantly go up. And I think that the altitude hold, it works by air pressure, by sensing, reading the air pressure. And so it should stay level, or try to stay at the height that you leave it at. But this just goes up in the air. Hopefully you can fix that with an update or something through that micro USB charging cable. What else? This thing, it's a really nice flyer. If you're just flying slow and taking it nice and easy indoors, this thing is a nice flyer. The yaw rate is a little slow, like I said. The LEDs are in a nice spot. I think that the LEDs they're visible from just about every angle because they stick out a little on the front and the back of the motor pods, and they're really bright. You have blue in the front and red in the back, and the back LEDs do flash during LVC warning, and I think it looks pretty cool because it looks like fire flying out of there or whatnot, the way they flash. But pretty cool. LVC warning is pretty lengthy, enough to get the quad back to you, more than enough time. So pretty nice LVC warning, and just a really nice design on this. It does have headless mode now, so you can put this in headless mode. These shoulder buttons here operate the camera. This is the camera to take stills, and this is for video. And the rates button is pressing in one of the sticks. Oh, this right here gets you in advanced mode when you press it in, and it toggles between beginner and advanced mode. This side here, when you press it in, it enters headless mode. And so the headless mode works okay, but not the greatest. It's just about the same as many of these other toy quads. It gets off after a while. And you can program the rates on here. If you hold down this side for about 3 seconds, SE will come up there, and then you press this side one time to toggle between the settings that you want to add values to or remove values. And you use the throttle trim buttons. Well, all of the trim buttons act as input buttons when you're adjusting the rates. And that's about it with this transmitter. It's a nice transmitter. I like the way it feels. It feels nice in the hand. Takes 4 AAA batteries. And so that's the Hubsan X4 Cam Plus, the H107C Plus. Thanks for watching.